and we're on air.
Okay.
You
After-
earned a gold watch sometime. Is that the watch?
Yes, this is the watch.
Oh, we'll have to get a close up of that. How did you earn that?
Um, I was chief officer on a small coastal vessel called the Border, and we were sailing from Durban to East London. And as we were approaching the port of East London at around about midnight, and we had rung the engines down for standby engines, and we received a mayday signal from the port of East London to say that a vessel called the Silverstone, MV Silverstone, had lost two of her crew over the side. Around about the 100 fathom line, which was approximately about 5 kilometers offshore. We started immediately doing a zigzag search, using the Aldous lamp as a searchlight, and incredibly, within a short space of time, we picked up a man who was coming up on a wave, and the reflection of the light reflected off his white shirt. And so immediately I grabbed one of the life rings from the bridge bracket, and mounted the rail and jumped over the side. As I was falling, unfortunately, the light attached by a lanyard to the life ring hit the side of the ship and smashed the globe and the glass. So the ship and the master had no means of telling where I was. I swam to this man who by this time was beyond range of the elders, and I eventually found him almost in the pitch black of the night. And as I approached him, he grabbed me by the hair and pulled me down. He was been in the water for 2 hours and was obviously semi-conscious and suffering from hypothermia. So I managed to surface and punched him in the face, and he then subsided. So I went and behind him and put the life ring over him and held his arms out, but his head kept falling into the water. I'd have to grab him by the hair and pull his head out of the water. The ship, in the meantime, was vanishing now over the horizon. As you know, a ship doesn't pull up like a motor car. Anyway, I was extremely pleased to see her turn, and then as she zigzagged back on her original course, could see the red and green of her lights as she zigzagged back. She came abeam of us about 100 meters away, and the light, as I came up on a wave, the light swung over me, and I thought, well, that was it, we've had it. And then I came up on the next wave, and then, thank goodness, thank God, there was the light directly on me, and this survivor. Anyway, I managed to tow him in the life ring to the ship, to the Border's side. They put some ropes down, and I put a bowline under his backside and round and under his shoulders, and they hoisted him up on deck. They then put a rope ladder over for me. I tried to get up, and the ladder, but I kept falling off because I was just so exhausted and also starting to suffer from hypothermia. Eventually, they sent an engineer down, and he just grabbed me and pulled me up on deck. When I arrived on deck, I didn't have a stitch of clothing on, yet I've got no recollection of taking my uniform off and everything, and I've got no recollection whatsoever. Anyway, we went into East London, and on birthing there was an ambulance standing by, and they took him up to the hospital. The next day, some reporters came down, and they had got hold of the story, and they took me up to the hospital, and we interviewed this guy who was German and couldn't speak any English, so they, with the use of an interpreter, they managed to establish that they'd been drinking, and on sailing, having loaded a full cargo of maize, they had fallen over the side as the ship had altered course. They were swimming together and apparently just laughing in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden the younger of the two just uttered a scream and vanished, so we can only presume that he was taken by a shark. Anyway, he duly recovered and was flown to Durban, where the ship picked him up and continued on her voyage. I never heard another word from the guy. You say I got the watch, which my youngest daughter has already got her sights on, and I got a citation from the South African government. That's it.
Impressive. And that just embodies the ethos of our motto, which is?
I was going to say carpe diem. Oh, crumbs, I forgot now. What is it?
Honour and duty.
Honour and duty. Eer en plig. I remember the Afrikaans of it. Eer en plig.